All right, let's get back to work. Help people. Yeah. Um, as I do this, I make it available, and then the quantum computing has it, and people know it does. Yeah, it does. It's never mind. Don't overthink it. Um, uh, I've told you guys this 1,000 times. No, everything's gonna be okay. Uh, Even if they blow the whole planet up. Okay. Life is still eternal and grace is still infinite. Okay. Even if you're particles in space. Okay. Everything's going to be okay. Okay. Do you understand? Don't see it as God is in charge. See it as in life is eternal, grace is infinite, and I have faith in God. Okay. Be humble and have faith and jump. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. Now, this life of sacrifice is a precious gift given to us by the creation of an essence that's far greater than our capacity to think or manipulate or perceive. Okay. So, as you understand the beauty of the gift and you understand the natural laws required to maintain the beauty of the gift through holy covenants, okay, preserve, be fruitful, multiply. Okay. Just don't be afraid of dying. Don't be afraid of being tortured. Don't be afraid of being abused by perverts, okay, that have bad brain activity. Now, you're going to have to ask yourself, okay, am I a good person like Earl Parsons, or am I a pervert? Completely ignoring him, thinking he's going to do all the work and I'm going to reap all the rewards and the benefits of living a faithful life. Okay. Now, think like a scientist who invented a quantum computer to kill all the people they don't think that are worthy of living. Okay, so you, there's me and there's them, and then you can trust me or you can trust them. And trusting people that are deceitful, manipulative, abusive, and just disgusting, all the way around the whole thing. You guys, during COVID, that happened. Okay, people would not pay to have sex with others. They killed them because they had bad brain activities. You cannot fix them. It's like, okay, let's live the Lord's Prayer. Then we'll determine how the brain activity is going to react, how the brain activity. Okay, you cannot deny people. Okay. You are denying them. Okay. If you know living the Lord's Prayer is perfect and correct, and you're not doing it yourself, you're denying it to your own children. Okay. That's saying I'm addicted to being a pimp and I like to fuck for money because other girls can't get as much money fucking as I can. And I'm going to pass it on to my kids. Well, what if your kids can't make as much money fucking as you can? What if they get depressed and want to kill themselves because they're not as good of a wealthy fucker as their parent? Do you understand? Okay. I don't think you love, I know you don't love your children. Okay. I know for a fact you don't love your children. Okay. I know for a fact you don't love Jesus Christ. You're full of shit. I know for a fact you don't love Muhammad. You're a fucking liar. I know for a fact you don't love Haile Selassie. You're addicted to your penis and fucking grapefruits and making jokes and making money about it and going together a bunch of people that go to a band. And I see, I sit there and, oh, they're so cute. But it's sad when I sit there and look at the Dixie Cups and they're singing these jazz festivals and people pay them money. And then there's a big crowd and they're addicted to the big crowd. It's like, wouldn't you rather live the Lord's Prayer and sing at a barbecue for your family who's also living the Lord's Prayer? Wouldn't that be a lot more fun than going to a crowd that's stupid as fuck? Most of you guys, when you pay for those big jazz festival things, stuff like that, you're paying for Himmler, for Hitler, for Mussolini, for Chiang Kai-shek. Okay? When you go to the stadium, I quit going to the games because they put on the two bars up there where the guys go up there and make deals to mass murder people and market sex marketing. I said, fuck that. I'm not going to the game with that. I'm not going to go down with the regular crowd with all the dumb people trying to talk sense into them while all the assholes are sitting there going, and that person we're going to fuck and that person. So fuck that. I refuse to participate with that kind of disgusting bullshit. Your nephew does. Yeah. And there's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high, must be the season. So let your love flow, right? He can do it, I can't. Okay. My family has brain damage, and they can go hang out with these people. And it does help, you know. It gives me a better, okay, this is what these fuckers are like. This is what they fucking think. They won't come around me. They're terrified of me. They know, damn, I get in his face and I monologue on him. There's a way that the technology could kill me right on the spot because I know for sure, okay, that's one of his biggest threats. Okay. No one does that to my nephews, my brother-in-laws at work and stuff like that. Oh no, Jerry, well, they kiss. I mean, not Jerry, Lawrence. They kiss ass. They. Oh, you're right. Jesus is the God. We need to love the God. Oh, kiss ass, kiss ass, kiss ass, kiss ass. Well, that guy's a real jerk because he doesn't believe Jesus is God. He's like your brother-in-law. Oh. Kiss ass. And then the reason why that other friend's like your brother-in-law, then that person who wants that guy to die in traffic from genome sequencing sends that guy to go be Lawrence's friend. Then Lawrence starts losing all his friends. It's like, well, because they deserve to die because they will make money off of raping little girls in Mexico rather than stand up for the Lord's Prayer. You know, did you really lose a friend or did you clean up your house? Hey, wow, the Black Widow's no longer in your bed. That's good. No recluses in your shoes. Awesome. That's nice. Okay. And that's the way you got to see it. Right? When someone who kisses your ass because they believe Jesus is the God in your head ends up dying, oh, he was a good person, he died. He died because he was playing games with technology for genocide operations with the Mussolinis and the Hitlers in the VIP rooms at all those sporting complexes for all the, hey, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. Yeah, I get it. Okay. So don't feel sorry for these people at all. Another big thing you got to understand is Jesus explains this to me all the time. Past, present, future operate at the same time. Okay. And life is eternal. Grace is infinite. Okay. And you know, John Denver, I know life goes on just perfectly. Everything's the way that it ought to be. But there are times when my heart feels like breaking, and anywhere is where I'd rather be, you know, like a sad song. And you got to learn, you know, okay, this is the apocalypse. January 2013, Earl fulfilled all the books and, you know, did all the criteria for everybody to accept it and go, okay, let's pass this around the El Paso News Channel. Instead of have Paul McCartney say a prayer, have a concert to pay rent, let's all live the Lord's Prayer so there's no more rent, right? And they didn't do that. And so they're getting exactly what they deserve. Okay. They're a brain chemical addicted, bad person, mass murderer, setting up people for genocide by having them engage in bad thought, thinking it's superior thought because these people are, you know, they're an intellectual. She don't eat meat, but she sure like to bone, you know. So that's what's going on, right? They're Dumb and Dumber and the Swedish Bikini Team and me, myself, and Irene, and so you can't get upset and go, oh, this is horrible. It's like this is exactly what they want and deserve. Life is eternal and grace is infinite. They have an option. They can listen to you. They can sit there. He's right about I mean, I've done this over and over and over again. And if you listen and you listen with your emotions and your selfishness instead of listen intelligently, because I speak to people intelligently. Now, I'm funny. And that's just to get people to understand and to draw people in that are watching that may not have watched before. But, you know, I am very lucid, very sane, very rational. So if Tiffany Haddish knows who I am and she don't get me, then she's so fucking broken. I can't get through to that girl. She had too much of that green juice from Mike Epps, right? If Mike Epps knows who I am, same thing. And if Deion Sanders knows, you need to quit drinking the green juice from Mike Epps in the corner in New Orleans, y'all. Motherfuckers is crazy, right? And so there's reasons and there's excuses. An excuse is I tried to get to you, but they locked me up and poisoned me. A reason? I wanted to go fuck people in New Orleans because I had the money to do it. Okay. So there's reasons and there's excuses. Okay. And there's a reason for people to have excuses. So I know Natalie and Patrick have brain damage from bad scientists with bad science projects. So they've been incarcerated intellectually and abused intellectually with bad science projects. So I understand that. And I know that applies to a lot of you too. Okay? But I guarantee you by January 22nd, 2013, I set up the conditions for people to support me publicly. You know, when that El Paso news station put me on the cutting room floor instead of played me publicly on TV, they made a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way. And they're addicted to, you know, getting freebies that was back in the 2000s, that was back during the Obama administration. So they were addicted to getting freebies that they liked getting at the brothels in El Paso. And then, you know, it's chlamydia. It's something that can be cured, right? It's syphilis. It's something that can be cured, right? So it's not an uncurable disease. It's one that we've got the, you know, the antibiotics to kick it out, and you can go back to fucking in a month, right? So we all know that. Okay, so there's just really bad people in the world doing really bad things, and there's no excuse anymore. I mean, 16 years. I've been proving beyond any reasonable doubts right from wrong, good from bad, and truth from lie on social media. You know, there's no excuse for what U2, Facebook did to me. YouTube, you know, I know it's the military, guys. I'm not stupid. Okay. And I know they're terrified of the military. When I watch the stuff on Jeff and Demis. Okay. And Jeff, yeah. Jeff's good at not being afraid. Jeff's to the point, he's in physical pain and all that stuff. It's like, death seems like a vacation sometimes. So Jeff Hinton is a little bit different. He's a different bird. He has all this physical pain because he's excessive and compulsive, like athletes. And then they want to win. We'll play golf. We'll do this, and lots of jocks do. And they find something new to make that brain chemical addiction go. And it's definitely a problem. It's definitely an issue, and it's definitely a brain injury that it affects lots of people. You know, so it's hard to clean up. I'm having to use quantum computing and artificial general intelligence to clean up these brain injuries and to save children from these brain injuries. You know, we're all born a certain way, like Richard Dawkins. You know, there's meme or whatever said, no, it's like a penis. You control it or it controls you. And I knew I was right. And I am right. And so what you have to do is you have to change the conditions, and you can't allow these conditions. If you allow philanthropy, people are going to be like Donald Trump and Joe Biden and Barack Obama and the Bushes and so forth. But if you eliminate philanthropy, they're not going to be, how are they going to exercise that power? They can't exercise that power, that addiction. Okay. A lot of them will just commit suicide. Because they'll look at it and look at it and look at it and look at it. There's nothing I can do. They won't let me make robots. They won't let me use this. And they will just go kill themselves. And then that's when they're adults and they're used to doing it. But when they're children, and wait, there's going to be difficulties getting the children to, wait, we're not doing that anymore. But your first 5 years, you don't have that addiction. It's not until they send you to school and you have to compete and be the top fucker. So we'll work it out. Trust me. I'm Penny's boyfriend. I'm really smart. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I love you guys, all right? Peace out.